Again?
Again.
And we're back.
Oh, God, what just happened?
So, when we left our heroes, they were deciding what kind of score to do.
They were.
They were.
Let me look at those again.
Yeah, so I was going to say, again, it's on your character sheet. You sort of know where he is, so you can sort of decide what you want to do.
Oh, one of the things we should think about is the red sashes already hate us, kind of.
They're not fond of you.
I was looking at the factions, and we have -1 with them.
You do.
I can't remember why exactly.
I believe it's because you took some of their territory, your original safe house.
Hunting grounds. That's what it was, our original hunting grounds.
Yep. Yep.
So, we're going to piss them off again, so just be aware of that.
Well, I, nominate the stealthy approach because then we will not piss them off if they never see us.
So,
yep, I like that.
You've all played Shadowrun, so you know how this goes. You plan for 4 hours, and then the first thing that happens is the plan goes awry, and you just end up shooting everybody.
Well, that's why we stopped planning for 4 hours.
So, yes, I was going to say, this game specifically gets rid of all planning. So, all you have to do is decide what type of action you're doing. I believe Shane has already suggested.
I nominated stealth.
Yep. And so far, we have some takers on that one. Then all you've got to do is figure out the detail, which for stealth is the entry point. So, how are you going to get in?
The sewers, because we have the maps and stuff.
And keys.
Maps and keys.
Okay, so you're going to go in through the basement, essentially.
Yes.
All right, that works for
I
me.
wonder what that entry point did.
So I'll share all the information, which is that, 4-story building. Red sashes are guarding. There's corner guards. There's a lot of people coming in and out during, Does it seem like they coming out during the day and night? Like, is it sort of like 24 hour or?
There's 24 hour. Obviously, it's busier during the day just because more people are around, but
right.
It is 24 hours.
So the third and fourth floor seem like the busiest. I mean, besides the first, where they have to come in and out. So what we're looking for is probably on one of those floors.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
so there's one more step in planning, and that is to choose your load limit. So up at the top of your character sheet, right below the name, it's got load. It's got light, normal, and heavy. So this is how much stuff you're carrying. You don't have to decide what your stuff is. You decide that when you decide you need it. But you've just got limits of how much stuff you can have.
What do you get for being light, normal, or heavy?
So let me explain the differences. Light is you look like a normal person. Normal is you're obviously strapped. You're talking, cop. You look like a cop. If you're heavy, you are carrying weapons. You look like the Punisher. So it's really your concealability. Certain jobs it may not matter. If you're doing an assault, you probably just want to go in there with all your guns out. Who cares? But if you're infiltrating a party, you probably want to wear light.
But we are walking into an enemy base.
You are. So but you're going through the sewers, so you could,
We are.
Just show up with all your guns or whatever.
So I'm going to do normal, I guess.
Yeah, and you can individually decide.
And light, normal, and heavy, is that the amount of things you can take? That number?
The number, yes.
Okay.
And you'll see some of those have linked boxes.
Does heavy have a penalty?
Nope.
Besides just you being obviously loaded?
It's really just your concealability. Yep.
Okay.
I am going to go medium.
Normal sounds good to me.
Normal, yes.
Okay. So then if you look on the rules reference, nope, wrong one. I think it's on this one. Okay, it's not on that one.
Hey, Watson.
Yep, it's not on either of these. All right, let me go to the book then.
me see what I don't know what mechanically some of this stuff does.
It's actually listed if you look at your playbook in the book itself. It's usually listed after that. Some of the specific equipment. A lot of it's just obvious, but yeah, some of the specific stuff may not.
Oh, that's right. There's no bookmarks in this book.
Yeah, there are.
Mine's not. Mine didn't have any.
Oh, mine does.
Weird.
Mine opens up in Windows Explorer for some reason, or Edge.
Mine opens up in my PDF reader.
That's because you have Edge set to open PDFs, because Edge likes to do that when you first turn Windows 10 on.
Except for I don't, because the other file you gave me opened in Adobe.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Anyway, so that's your plan. So we just sort of pick up in the middle of you enacting that plan.
Oh, okay. Danny, are you
Yes.
going in? What's your load?
I'm going in just normal load.
All right. Sounds good.
So we just sort of pick up when the plan's already in action. So what that is an engagement roll, and that sort of determines how it's played out so far.
How is it going to this point?
Right. And you know, that's just the thing. It's not even necessarily how much you planned. It's, you know, did the guard walk by? Did the cops suddenly show up? I mean, it's just random stuff happens. You know.
All right. Well, we get
plus
+1 dice for this.
Yeah. So it is normally a fortune roll. So
Okay.
you start with 1 die for sheer luck.
Okay.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring? Take an extra die. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Take -1 die. I don't think either one of those applies here. What do you think?
It is. We are going into the middle of.
Bold might not be bad just because we are walking into a
Yeah, we're going into
stronghold.
a rival's territory.
But it is not. It's not.
Okay.
But it's not through the front gate. So I can see where you'd say it's not bold.
That's
What
kind of
is
where.
the objective?
Well, the
What
objective,
is our objective for going in there?
the objective is to find out who the assassin's target is.
Exactly. So why are we going in there? I mean, are we planning to like question him, or are we going to take out the assassin, or I mean, what are we going to do once we get in there?
Good question.
That is an excellent question.
Or
So
are
this
we?
is- So this is where the assassin.
We're
is.
going to find his information on his target and get out, because we only need to know. And he's got to be gathering information on his target.
Sounds good.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, so back to the boulder daring question. I mean, I say it doesn't sound particularly boulder daring, and that's just because you are, you know, sneaking in from underground. It's not like you're walking down the street shooting all the guards as you get up to the door. But I mean, you know.
Right.
But it's up to you guys.
Well, we're gonna get another die anyway because we have second story.
Yeah. Okay. So does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Take 1 die. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? You take -1 die. I'm going to say that they do have defenses against this because, like we were talking about, it is in one of their buildings. They do have guards set up. They're sort of prepared. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? I'd say you've already gotten that because you looked at the police files.
Right.
So that'll give you an extra die. Are there any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? That's -1 die. I don't believe there are. And then are there any other elements you want to consider?
Though, if we were smart, we would have gone to the black lamps
Lamp blast.
and said, "Hey, we know where a group of them are. You should go mess with them because they're hiding something." And then while the combat was going on outside, then we sneak in.
I assumed this was a known. Like this seems like a big storehouse.
Sure, but
In which case, the other gangs generally know where that is. It's just stupid to assault it because there's so many people.
So it sounds to me like you've got 1 die and then you got a bonus die, and then you got a minus die. So you're at 1 die, but then your shadow ability gives you an extra die. Is that my understanding? Does that sound right?
That sounds right to me.
Yep.
Give me some head nods. Give me some head
Sure.
shakes.
Okay.
I
Yep.
Let's go with
said
that.
Yes,
All right. So who wants to make the engagement roll?
I can.
Yeah, Shane.
We'll see.
Obviously.
Who do we want to blame when it all goes wrong? So
Is
the way to
that
do
on
that,
the-
Shane, on your character sheet, there's a fortune roll button. You see that?
On my sheet. Okay, let's see. Fortune. Oh, yes.
So just click
I do.
that, and then it'll give you like a text box, right?
2 dice.
Just type in engagement roll, and then hit 2 dice.
It says notes. Why would I put notes?
Yeah. In the notes, just put engagement roll. There we go. You got a 5. Pretty good. That means that
Boom.
everything is going fine, except,
Swimmingly.
A 4 and a 5.
well, the 5 is your highest die. So,
Right.
So that basically puts you in a risky position when the action starts.
Okay.
So let me think about that.
Well, we're breaking into an assassin's room and an enemy stronghold to rifle through his documents. So
Yeah, risky.
yeah, it can be risky.
Sounds risky
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide what we want to do. Actually, I think we'll do this just because this will demonstrate another fun aspect of the system.
Hooray!
What's the fun in quotes?
It might be. Ah, there it is. Oh, how do I name this? Do you remember?
Name what?
Murder your keyboard. Murder it.
I don't need to because it just makes that noise on its own. When you depress the key, it makes the noise so that you know it's been depressed.
Okay. So you see this thing I just put on the Roll20 screen?
Yep.
I would if my character sheets weren't all covering it.
Right. Me too. No, I don't see it on roll 20. Nope. There it is. Yep.
Are you talking about that little crosshair?
Yep, the little crosshair.
Okay.
So
Is there a crosshair somewhere?
it's over by
By
Iron Hook
Dunslow.
Prison. Yeah, it's
Oh, I
over by
see.
Dunslow and Iron Hook Prison.
I see it.
I need to zoom out apparently. Oh, okay. I see.
So that is called a clock. Basically,
I don't. It doesn't look like a clock.
it's a 4-segment clock, or a Trivial Pursuit. If you prefer the pie reference, you can go
It's
with
got
that.
some pie pieces.
Yes,
Okay.
it's pie pieces. So that is a clock. As it ticks up, bad things will happen. When it fills up, the guards, in this particular case, will be alerted to you. So, because
Wonderful.
you start at a risky position, I am going to tick that once.
Okay, so unless I rolled a 6, you're starting at 1 tick already.
Well, in this particular instance, I was just doing a clock. Depending on what the mission was, I might have chosen a different risky position. But
Okay.
essentially,
But that's the risk here.
that's the risk here. Yes.
Okay.
Basically,
Okay.
you're at the sewers. You're at the entrance to the building. But your actions leading there alerted somebody. So they're not necessarily looking for you guys yet, but they are on alert.
Okay.
So, again, it's this row house. You guys took the underground sewers and everything to get to there, so you can get pretty near the back entrance. So it's got a little fenced-in backyard. It's all of 5 feet. It's a really pathetic little backyard. If this was a normal house, it would be divided up into little garden plots for people to, try to grow some vegetables in the dark light of Duskwall. But no one bought
fungus.
They're probably growing some mushrooms, yeah. But since this building's been completely taken over by the Red Sashes and they're a gang, they don't necessarily care. So it's mostly just full of junk. But there is the back door, and there are 2 guards on that back door.
Okay.
What do you do?
I try to slip in closer. Where are they? Just flanking the door? Or
Yeah,
are they
they're basically standing at the back door. One of them's got like a hand rolled cigarette that he's smoking. Okay. They're in the back. They're not necessarily on high alert. They don't expect people
with each other, or
yeah, and they're basically just they are 2 males who have been in contact with each other for a long time, so they can communicate without actually speaking to each other.
Gotcha.
Just sort of grunting right next to each other,
Yeah. Oh wait, no.
Not like that.
Oh, okay.
All right. What are they armed with?
It's hard to tell because it's dark.
Okay.
But the Red Sashes, I mean, this. They are known for their sword school.
Okay. Swordsman.
Yes, they use swords, and they also use a red sash, usually like a long ribbon, like a long red ribbon that they tie up, and then they do fancy tricks with it.
Okay.
And my computer just warned me that my OneNote shortcuts can't be deleted. I don't know why. I wasn't deleting any of them. I was just innocently sitting here running a game.
I just wanted you to know.
I guess. Well, good. I'm glad you can't delete them, computer.
All right, I'm gonna. So there's a small fenced-in area, and then, what's the gate? Is there a gate, or is it just open?
It's a gate, but it's also right. I mean, the houses are right next to each other, so it's really easy to just vault over it. I mean, it's not that high.
Okay. And is the fence slat style? Can I reach through the fence?
It's originally slat. It's fallen through in a lot of places.
Okay.
I mean, there's enough gaps where you guys can see what's going on in there.
All right. Are they close enough to the fence where I can, reach one from the fence?
Not from the fence. You'd have to I don't know, vault the fence and run at them.
Okay. Okay. Are they in a position
or shoot them? I mean,
Right. I'm trying not to shoot them with a gun because that's loud.
It is.
And if you kill them, the ravens will come.
Right. So let's not
true.
shoot them.
I forget about the ravens. Crap.
I didn't forget about that.
No, we can do it. We just have to, be quick about it.
Right.
All right. Well, I can probably take one of these guys out with a throwing knife.
Okay.
But I can't get both at the same time. So someone else is going to have to handle the other one.
Well, you should go for that big thug.
One of you lawyers should help me out.
All right.
That's some enthusiasm.
Didn't you break legs? So, what's the hold up here?
I don't throw things at people.
You don't have to throw it. You have to kill him before he gets any word out.
All right.
Knock him out. Whatever your pleasure. All right, let's do this.
Can we set up a distraction to separate the 2 of them? Maybe bring one of them over to investigate a noise while the others.
Let me tell you about the other exciting thing that we haven't talked about yet. because
Ooh.
we just jumped straight into the plan, this game also allows for flashbacks.
Flashbacks.
Anytime you want to take a flashback to say, oh, wait, I paid off that guard earlier. Or, yes, we have a getaway car in the alley. Of course we do.
Of course we do.
Right. I set that up weeks ago. That's what we call flashbacks. You can do them at any time. You can do as many as you want. Really, it just depends on what you're trying to do in the flashback.
Okay.
To determine, what it does. Usually they cause 0 stress if it's like a normal thing that you could do, like with no big deal. Something you could just normally do in everyday life. If it takes a little extra effort, it might cost 1 or 2. And if it's like this big elaborate setup, it might cost 3 or 4 stress. And sometimes there'll be rolls involved. Sometimes there won't. It just sort of depends. But at any time you can say, flashback to this other thing. And it makes you seem a lot cooler because, normally in Shadowrun, well, you make 5 different plans and then one of them goes wrong and you've got the perfect, thing to fix it. And you're so proud of yourself and you feel so cool. But it's even cooler if the only thing you planned for was this one thing that happened.
True. Okay.
So I got a quick question.
Yeah.
So when we picked our clever friends, we also had the enemy, or the one that doesn't like us.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still work with us?
With complications, they will work with you still. And actually, you didn't pick an enemy for your crew.
No.
Yeah, no.
But I don't even see gives an option.
Right. Okay. So you're talking for your character.
Yes.
It depends. It depends on the person in your relationship.
Well, let's try. So, no, this is a person I have conflict with.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because I am trying to learn their skill.
Okay. So who is it?
Flashback.
So what are you trying to do?
I walk into Stasia's apothecary shop.
Okay. I'm assuming she's your enemy.
Yes.
Okay. And why is she your enemy?
Because she has caught me, she has some version of Spark or something. She thinks I'm trying to get into that market, which I am, but
she thinks it correctly.
Okay.
She correctly thinks.
Okay. All right. All right. So she's got a customer when you first walk in, but she sees you, and of course she doesn't want to make a big scene in front of a customer, so she sort of, politely fills their order. Then they leave, and she just looks at you with daggers. What?
Put my hands up. I just need some Black Lotus. Okay. She would be perfectly willing to sell you drugs, I bet. Yes. Okay.
Probably. She's thinking about how that could harm her. Maybe you're trying to slip it into her tea. But then again, she could really use the money. So so this would be probably sounds like acquiring an asset to me.
Okay.
So in order to get an asset, you need to roll the crew's tier.
Normally, when I can, I'll be able to make the stuff eventually, but I can't do that yet.
And that'll determine the quality of it. Now, Black Lotus, that's in the book somewhere, so...
Yes, it is page 226. It is a drug. A tar-like resin made from leaves of the plant induces coma-like stupor and visions.
Okay, and it is tier 1. All right, that's probably good for you, since your current tier is 0.
Yes.
All right, So the way to do this is to roll your crew's tier. You're 0, so 2 dice. You are using a contact though, although it's your enemy.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it's only
But
if
it's
you
a minor drug.
it's only if you get help from a friend or contact that it actually counts.
I accept that.
Plus 1 die. However, of course, anybody could
She is
assist
still a
you.
contact.
You could push yourself for extra dice. And the other thing is, because this is acquire asset, you can spend money after the roll. You can spend coin after the roll to bump it up. Although I don't know if you have any coin.
Okay. What is the devil's bargain on this?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking the devil's bargain on this is she's going to mix it a little too strong because she thinks it might be for you or for someone else.
I'll
So
accept.
she's going to it's going to really fuck up whoever you give it to. She's hoping it's someone, that you want to give it to. Why else would you buy drugs except for personal reasons? I realize that's not much of a devil's bargain for the instance that you're using it for, but yes, that will be her.
But she's trying to screw you,
right?
so.
She's trying to screw you. So
You could put in a risk of death.
So I'm going to accept the devil's bargain.
okay. So you'll probably have to make a fortune roll in order to do this. In order to actually make
Where
a
is
roll.
fortune?
Where is it again, Shane? It's on the. I think it's the first column. near
If
the
you go to your
bottom.
character sheet, it's on the right-hand side. Just scroll down.
Fortune. Got it. I see it. Number of dice.
It's 0, which is your tier, but you've got the extra die for the devil's bargain, so you're at 1.
Is that the input value or?
Yeah, just input the number of dice.
Bonus dice 1, and then ask you if you want a note.
Yeah,
I
and then
think.
for the note, you can just put, acquiring drugs or whatever.
I'm going to have to actually cancel this because I put 0 dice. But you said it'll be 1 because I did a bargain, or?
Yep, you
The
did the
devil's
devil's
bargain.
bargain. You can also, anyone can assist if they want and figure out how they can.
I'd
Do
help
any
you
of
buy-
us know about it?
I'd
Right.
help you buy drugs.
I mean, I would totally help you buy drugs if you came to me.
I think he wants to keep it on the
Anytime,
DL
buddy.
since it involves his enemy.
Right,
but-
Danny's your friend.
Oh, look
Wow.
at that. A 6.
Boom.
I am the weakest link.
you people are on fire. I was looking at the wrong sheet. I have so many things open. So a 6 gives you tier plus 1. So Black Lotus is tier 1, so you totally get it.
Okay.
And it doesn't cost you any extra money.
Okay. Now I can mark up the items on my list as I use them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Out of my, bag, I pull out a blowgun and darts.
There you go.
And then I guess I'll have to do Bandolier of Alchemicals also.
Does your
So I pull out,
do you come with a blowgun and darts?
yeah, it's
Nice.
one of my things.
Nice.
Blowgun, darts, syringes, and then Bandolier of Alchemicals, 3.
Cool.
I then, load the black tar, pull out the blowgun, point it at the one he is not going to shoot with the knife, and I give him a high.
All
A
right.
coma-like stupor that might kill him because she's trying to get revenge
Right.
on me.
Right.
All right. Well,
Right.
we 3, 2, 1 it.
Yeah. All
Three,
right.
two, one on one or after one?
You're
right.
not even involved.
So let's see.
Well, wait,
Bond.
Yes.
Let's make that roll, I guess.
All right.
So you're gonna throw a knife.
Yep.
That sounds like
I'm gonna
hunt.
throw it-
That sounds like
Yeah.
hunt to
That
me.
sounded like hunt to me too.
I'm gonna say that's probably risky.
Okay.
Because if he ends up with a knife in him and it doesn't kill him, he's gonna be like, hey.
Right. Something's going on here.
Right. However, it's also a knife. So it's probably not going to kill him in one blow.
I just gotta throw it in the right spot.
You do have to throw it in the right spot. So I'm thinking probably standard effect. I mean, you'll do damage, obviously, but it may not be enough to kill him.
Okay.
So you have the option of bumping that up to desperate if you want for great effect.
I don't think I should like push it that much. Like every time I roll, do a desperate roll.
If you want, I can distract him, bring him over here closer to us, then you guys jump him.
That works too. Danny can throw in an assist.
That might work better. I think okay. If I can actually get up behind him with a knife, that should do the job. Like, unlike throwing a knife.
You'd have better odds, probably. Yeah.
Okay, let's try that then.
Okay.
Okay, so this is either a assist or a setup. It sort of depends on how you want to do it. A setup is another character sets you up, and then if you achieve it, you get +1 effect or improved position. So
that sounds like a setup to me.
So
but...
that would bump it up to great, which is much more likely of killing him. I mean, just outright. Okay. So that's probably what we want to do. But it's kind of up to Danny whether he wants to assist or set up.
Alrighty.
I'll set up.
Okay. So in that case, Danny, you need to make a roll to distract him. So how are you going to distract him?
I am going to act kind of shifty over there in front of their gate so that one of the two of them will come over there and investigate to see what I'm up to.
Okay. What skill does that sound like? Anyone?
I don't actually know what these skills did. I should read those.
It's kind of sway to me.
If it's sway is deception and bluff.
Yeah, it's definitely feeling like sway to me as well. Could be consort if you were trying to be friends with him. Although that sort of implies a back and forth relationship, like you actually do want to be his friend.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds like sway.
Would this be risky?
Yeah, because they're gonna make you shove off.
Okay, and standard?
Probably standard effect, yeah.
Okay.
And then you've got the option to push yourself, or you can get a devil's bargain.
I do like the nice little GUIs they roll with. You know, the little.
Yeah.
It is pretty fancy. It's a cool character sheet.
I will try to push myself.
Okay.
How do I go about doing that?
That costs you 2 stress, and it gives you a bonus die.
Okay. Do.
Well, Mr. Sutton.
It sort of worked.
Did it?
Yep. Yeah. 5, 4, 4.
Did it not? It didn't move on my screen. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, it's on my screen.
There it is. Cool. Yeah, you got a 5. That's a success with complications.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And that was risky, right?
Yes.
So that means either you suffer harm, a complication occurs, you have reduced effect, or you end up in a desperate position. So, sounds to me like you'll probably end up in a desperate position. How are you exactly distracting him?
Like I said, I was over there by their gauge, acting very, very shifty.
Okay.
To draw one of the two of them out to come and investigate.
All right.
And I'll disappear around the corner just as they're coming up, and then these two guys can come up behind the guy and jump him or whatever.
Okay. So he comes over to you while you're over there, and he's like, "Hey, shove off. Don't make me come out there."
Have you seen this over here?
Yeah. And then he pulls out his gun, not to shoot you, but to definitely show you that he's got a weapon.
Right.
I'm
You know.
swaying on my feet.
You need to shove off, that sort of thing. So, if this doesn't work and they don't kill him, he will definitely be shooting you.
Okay.
However, the question is, will Shane be able to do it? Shane,
It's a good question.
what is Vaughn doing?
Okay, so did he come outside the gate, or he just like
he's not outside. He just walked up to the edge of the fence.
Okay.
And he's
Am I able to reach
he's flexing a little,
Am I able to reach through the fence?
From your position, yeah.
Okay. Like if the gate's solid, like I'll just get up behind the gate. And then when he gets
you want me to go kick the gate?
When he gets up close, I'll just, reach through like around the neck area, like grab him and just like pull him to the fence so I can just shove the blade up under his chin.
Okay. That still sounds like hunt to me.
That should be prowl.
Yeah.
Oh, no, actually prowl. That makes sense too. Yeah, prowl.
Ambush with close violence.
Yeah,
I mean, they're both the same score for me, but
yeah, no, prowl makes sense.
I'm gonna assume this is risky.
This is gonna be risky. It's gonna be standard effect, but Danny's setup can give you +1 effect.
So great effect.
Yep.
Okay. And bonus dice.
You can push yourself for 2 stress. You can get an assist from someone. Or Devil's Bargain.
What would the devil's bargain be? Yeah, this is gonna be one of those games.
Can I give a suggestion?
Absolutely.
You take him down, but you take stress because he still stabs you.
He's got a gun.
That's actually that's actually already part of the roll. If Shane rolls badly, that could happen anyway. But I will probably say he'll shout out and alert the guards, and that happens regardless. So that would tick up your clock 1.
I think I'll take my chances.
All right.
Boom!
Wow. This game is easy to run because everybody just gets the highest result possible.
Don't worry. I'll make sure I roll something really important for us.
Okay. All right.
Excellent.
So yeah,
great.
Great effect with a 6 on the die. Yeah, you kill him. You knife him real good. He goes down quiet.
What about them ravens?
And that's probably why I held him to the fence. I'm going to keep holding him like as much to the fence as I can. Just let him down slow.
Okay. So that is a good point that Danny has made. I'm just going to go ahead and mark that the ravens are looking. And
Ravens inbound.
I'm going to make a new clock. I'm going to make that 6 ticks. And that's for the spirit wardens. Because they have to investigate all these sort of deaths that happen.
So I keep the guy I just knifed like between me and the guy who has not been darted yet.
Well,
like,
I mean, we can all say this happens simultaneously. That's not a big deal.
Well, that's fine, but Chris's dart might not take effect immediately, so I want to make sure.
That is also true. Edlund.
Yes.
You are blowgunning someone.
Yep. With heroin or whatever.
Don't cover your mouth when you talk.
Black tar heroin.
Texas tea. Wait.
All right.
So, I would like to use prowl because it is now it says with close violence, but it's actually about more staying hidden than finesse.
That makes sense to me. I mean, it's a blowgun. It's got short range. It's not necessarily melee violence, but it is short-ranged violence.
And you want to stay hidden to do it, or it's like that person was, why is he sticking a blowgun at me?
Yeah, no.
It could be hunt too. Honestly, hunt's just attacking with precision from a distance.
The rule in the book is players decide. I mean, you decide how you're approaching it. So either one of those.
Wow.
It's just if you pick a skill that I don't agree with, then I'll just make the the effect real limited or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, that
so
makes
what
sense
is
to
this?
me. Prowl.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, is it riskier?
It's going to be risky. Yeah, it'll be risky. And it will be... I was going to say standard effect, but you did take the devil's bargain earlier.
She super loaded the drive.
Yeah, which isn't quite the way those are supposed to work, but yeah, totally, it totally does. So let's.
But it might tick up the Ravens if he dies.
That's true. So go ahead.
But it should be going to a coma, so it'll probably die in a couple days.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, let's say
it
great.
will die quickly.
He's gonna ride the Leviathan.
That's great.
Yeah,
That sounds terrible.
What?
Riding the Leviathan? Riding the demon whale or whatever? The giant.
right.
Well, it is black tar. Terrible.
I am going to push myself because I want to make sure I get this roll.
Okay.
So that is 2 stress.
2 stress and an extra die.
So I'm thinking after this job, we go on a bender.
You know,
Oh.
that tends to be what happens.
Nice, there's a 6. Boom.
Everybody's rolling aces.
Nope.
Don't let Jim roll.
Wait.
Don't let Jim roll.
I'm gonna ruin it for all of us.
You've
Don't let
only
Jim roll.
really rolled 1 die. I don't think that counts.
All right. So that means I have a blade or 2 on me because I just cut this dude's throat.
That is true.
So I'm putting equipment down now.
Yes. So, yeah, you get him. He, slaps at his neck for a minute and then kind of gets real woozy and, he sees his friend fall and he starts kind of like stumbling down the stairs to go over there. And then he just kind of just misses a step and just keels
Face
over.
plants.
And he's just laying there and a little bit of foam's coming out of his mouth just in the corner.
I let myself through the gate quickly.
Is he supposed to do that?
It's not,
No.
not supposed to, but
I open the gate quickly and Parker, put him in the bushes. And I grab the other guys by the ankles, start dragging him to where he's not right out in the open.
right. All right. So you get the bodies hidden as best as possible. There's a bunch of yard trash. Some couches and that sort of stuff. You could.
Yeah, there's a balance between hidden and time. So
Right.
I kind of look at the one you killed. Remind me if we have time.
still
need a
right, but
liver.
all right.
Well, Chris, remember there are flashbacks. You always have time.
That's true. I've got I need a liver.
You didn't even drink.
Uh-huh.
And the other liver's ruined because of all that black tar heroin. So
Exactly.
Right. Your inner organs don't survive when you ride the Leviathan.
You're not supposed to ride that much Leviathan. All right.
all right.
Enter the back.
All right, so the back door opens up into a kitchen. It's a fairly large kitchen. There are there's at least one table in there, like seats 6. So it's kind of a kitchen dining room. It's more like where the servants would eat. If this were a proper house, of course, it's not a proper house. It's been taken.
Is
over
it
by...
conveniently covered with documents?
It is not conveniently covered with documents.
Damn it.
So yeah, you're in the kitchen. There are some people in the front room that you can see down the hall. And then also down that hallway are stairs that would be going up.
Okay.
You would assume to the higher floors. Where else would stairs go? But so what do you do?
Head towards the stairs
Okay.
quietly.
All right. Let's do a group prowl action in order to sneak everyone up the stairs. If that
This
makes
sounds
sense.
wonderful.
And you do the group actions so that everyone is covered under the
I don't suppose
effect.
any of you have prowl.
I have
Is
problem.
it risky?
Excellent.
I have pro.
Yay.
I do not have prowl. Is it risky?
It is risky.
I am not at all planning on this character being Jack the Ripper.
Is it
So
standard?
I have Prowl.
It's going to be standard as well. Yes.
So I just roll 2 dice?
It depends on how many you have. 0?
Yep. I have 0. So,
it'll-
no, I totally failed.
It'll do it for you automatically. Look, it even puts the 0 dice. Take the lowest.
Boom.
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
And Shane critted
Damn, Shane.
because of course he did. All right, so who was leading that, by the way? We should determine that first.
Oh, it wasn't me.
Oh, I'll lead it.
Well, you're gonna
I think you're the only one that succeeded.
it doesn't matter who succeeds. It's just who wants to lead.
All of you suck.
You're going to take 3 stress there, Shane.
Yup. Thanks, people. As I chastise you guys for tripping over shit and making noises.
Sorry.
You're being loud.
Oh, I did so much
know
that it was like,
forward squeaked.
I was like, congratulations! That was a fun stick!
I understand when that lug makes noise, but you two.
Yeah. And remember, Jim, you're a cool, competent person. It's not necessarily that you failed. It's that
You're right.
something else happened. Like there was a book on the stairs you didn't see, and you slipped on the first step, and someone had to catch it.
It was more like a rat knocked something over near us.
Yeah. All right, so you got a critical, Shane, which means that you do it with increased effect. So let's skip a couple floors, I guess. You guys make it up more than one.
As I coach them up.
Right. You get on the second floor. There are some additional guards. Of course, the stairs lead off into hallways, and they're not necessarily guarding doors, but there are people moving around in here. But you get up to the 3rd floor. It seems uneventful. And there are guards standing in watch over one of the doors in this hallway.
Okay.
So if you come up the stairs and you turn to your right, there would be the hallway. There's about 4 doors, 2 on each side, and they are on one of the far doors. Just 2 guys just standing there. Actually, no. Let's say they're sitting in chairs because they're not really expecting anything. And, one of them has the local paper that he is reading, and the other one is just sitting there, kind of bored. The local paper probably has a story about how there's a whole rash of terrible thieves going around in the city and making a mess of everything because you guys are enemies with the people who publish the paper.
Yes, we are.
Enemies is a strong word.
Well, they're
we
not
purposely made peace with them.
They're not super fond of us.
They're not, naming anyone specifically, but they're just trying to, do that newspaper thing of building up ire about a particular issue. That particular issue being hideous, nasty thieves.
You have any more of that heroin?
So,
Yes.
what are you going to do?
Flashback.
Oh, someone's got a flashback. Someone's got a flashback.
Yeah, I need to take one of their. Are they in like a uniform type thing? This sounded like a dojo kind of thing.
Okay, this building is not the actual dojo.
Okay.
That's actually a different building. This is not like their headquarters. It's just a building that they keep.
But they do have sashes on them.
Yes, they do have sashes. But they don't wear like red belts or black belts or anything like that to identify, that sort of thing.
Except for sashes on their swords.
I mean, they have cool sashes, but they all have the sashes. It doesn't necessarily tell you how skilled they are.
No, but if you had a sword with a red sash, that might get you a second or 2.
Right. So
Well, I'm going to grab a sword with a red sash.
You talking about in your flashback?
Yes.
Okay.
A flashback to like 2 minutes ago when we killed those 2 guards.
Are you
Right.
taking it? Are you taking it from one of the guards downstairs that you knocked out?
Right.
Okay, that works for me. That would be a 0 flashback because that's You could have just picked that up off the ground, and it didn't require any effort. So 0 stress. Timothy picked up a sword.
Excellent.
All right.
There's another one there if anybody wants it.
That's true, but it'll cost them 1 stress because they didn't think of it first. No.
Not really a sword kind of guy.
I'm not either. I'm just here because I'm just carrying it because it'll take them a second or two to put 2 and 2 together and realize that, hey, he's not supposed to have one.
Who's this guy?
I do want to point out, so far this game, the VP, the greatest character player, has been Black Tar Heroin. Black Tar Heroin will win the day.
It's true. This seems like a proper gang game.
We should all
worship
later.
at the altar of the riding the Leviathan.
Riding the Leviathan is your first band. That's your band first album title.
Nice.
If I chose drugs as my vice, I would definitely be into that. Trying to get you to hit me with a blowgun.
I've never taken it by blowgun before.
Right. Okay, so Timothy, were you doing anything with that sword in the particular moment, or you just wanted to have it?
I just wanted to have it right now.
Okay.
Just because it could open up some options later.
All right. Fair enough.
Like
right now. Yeah.
like right now.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm guessing there's no silencer technology for guns in this period.
I could have one, but I don't have one.
And in fact, if you
I could make gadgets.
Yeah, that's actually true. He could rig something up probably for you. But yeah, if you even notice on the pistols that they're like 1 shot basically, unless you reload them.
Actually, my pistols are two shot.
Except the hunter is pretty cool because they get a pair of pistols, and then they can also take extra pistols and
a pair of double-barreled pistols.
Right.
Which is sweet.
Yeah.
A pepper box.
Hunters get all the pistols.
I got the guns.
But yeah, I mean they're not black powder, but they are like very early shell technology. So you have to, shoot it, then reload, shoot, reload, that sort of thing.
Right.
They're a little past black powder just because they have electricity and stuff in this world, but still,
How long is the hallway?
Okay, so there's 2 rooms. So I don't know, 20 feet, 15 feet.
Okay, how close can I get before I am definitively in the hallway?
Okay, so you're right at the stairs right now, and peering around the corner. I mean, you step out from the stairs, you'll be on the hallway.
Okay. And are they sat on the side of the hallway, or is one facing right down the hallway?
They're both sitting on either side of the door.
Okay, so they're just sort of facing the wall.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they could definitely see someone, come up the stairs. And, if you'd been loud, they probably would have been looking that direction.
Right. Okay.
So what are you guys gonna do?
When we come up the stairs, does it open up into a room, and then there's a hallway from off the room that goes to these, or is it all hallway?
It's all hallway.
Okay.
Because these are like row houses, so they're like almost apartments, essentially. So you're just coming up the apartment stairs and then hallway.
Okay. How many rooms were there altogether? They're sitting in front of one of the rooms, right?
Yeah, there's 4 rooms total, or 4 doors. Who knows how many rooms are behind those doors?
Right. Okay. What are the odds on getting into one of the doors? Not the one they're guarding, but one on the same side of the room without them seeing me. I mean, they'll probably notice the door got opened.
I mean, they would probably notice the door being open. You could try it.
All right, my prowl's good. I'll give it a shot.
All right. So you're gonna go to the opposite.
By the way, this counts as a second story job, right?
It does.
Infiltration, so that's +1 dice.
Is that on the engagement?
Yep.
Yeah, we already accounted for that earlier.
Oh, okay.
In the
That
engagement
was
roll.
when we made the engagement roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got an
I
extra die
gotcha.
for that.
Yeah, let me do that.
All right, so you're gonna make a prowl roll.
Yep. It's risky, I assume.
It's gonna be desperate because it's.
Ooh,
I
desperate.
mean, there's no one else in this hallway. A person walks out into the hallway. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm not trying to not be seen. I'm just trying to not. As long as they can't see my face, like as long as it could conceivably be one of their own people.
So you're trying to blend in.
Yeah.
I still say it's gonna be desperate. And you're probably gonna have standard effect, I think.
Would
Okay.
you like to carry a sword with you?
Sure. I'll carry this word with me,
Okay.
just in case I get spotted.
Okay.
That'll give me some legitimacy.
I would say that counts as Timothy setting you up.
Okay.
So it'd be a setup action, so you get +1 effect or improved position.
What's position?
Just basically what position you're in after the roll, if that makes sense. It's kind of, at least for this roll, it's sort of incorporated.
That sounds a little nebulous.
Into the
Okay.
effect. I mean, it's already sort of there.
Okay. All right. Well, I've already got 3 stress, so I'm not going to stress myself any further.
Okay. I got a devil's bargain for you if you want one.
Okay. What is it?
Regardless of whether you make it or not, he's going to come up and go down the hallway to talk to you just because he's bored.
All right. I'll take it.
All right.
Good thing I did too. Got a 4. 4's my high, so that's in the succeeded, but with complications.
All right. And don't forget, that's a desperate roll, so mark your XP.
Oh yeah, cool. That's a prowess one.
Wait, I got a desperate one earlier too, right?
You know, it keeps track of it on the side, so you can double check.
That's why I'm going back to look.
Yep.
Did you make a desperate roll?
I can't remember if your roll was desperate or not, but. So, all right, desperate, and you roll
I
4.
guess I marked it as risky.
So you do it, but there's a consequence. You suffer severe harm, a serious complication occurs, or you have reduced effect. I'm going to say a serious complication occurs, and they're both going to look and notice that you're not who you're supposed to be. They don't recognize you.
That's why I've got the sword. It's a great effect still.
It is great effect, but that doesn't necessarily matter for the complication. You make it.
Okay.
You definitely make it.
You
to
make
that
it
door.
into the room.
Yeah, you make it into that door. Actually, you know what? Let me. No, I'm going to change that. Let's make that serious complication. You get to the door, but it's locked. So you're just
Okay.
you're just standing on the
Nice.
hallway going,
Okay.
Nice.
I can help with this.
But the other guy was going to come talk to you anyway because you took the devil's bargain. So
Right.
you are staying in front of a door. They are looking at you like, "Hey, how'd you get in here?"
So what? You don't recognize me? I know we just met the other day, but I understand. I start walking towards the one who's closest. When did they lock the bloody door?
All the doors are locked on this level. You know that.
Stab him in the eye.
All right. You're just not afraid of those ravens, are you? So
No, that's not true. Okay, so if I hit him with the pommel, do I get the same effect? Like, I don't want to kill. Like, if I tried to not kill him.
yeah, I mean that's always the question of what are you actually trying to attempt to do? If you're just trying to attempt to knock him out, then that's just
I'll do
as good
that.
as saying I'm attempting to kill him.
I'll do that.
Within the system. So, okay. So you're going to try
Try
to
not to-
knock him out.
Yeah, try not to upper body count it.
All right. So that's probably prowl since you're trying to
It's close
Yeah.
violence, so yeah.
act nonchalant and then just whack him. I'm gonna say that's They're both looking at you. They're both on alert. I don't know. That feels desperate to me.
Okay.
You want that? You want that XP? So
I'm just the desperate roller today, apparently.
well, you're the one walking down the hallway and shooting people in the back of the head and knifing people. Everyone else is just standing behind you, going, "Look at him go!"
Exactly.
Well, if anyone else would do anything, no.
No, don't worry. I am in a moment going to look at Haim and go, "Are you going to join in?"
Is this standard?
I'm just waiting for King to
Yeah,
do
I think it's
his
going to be
thing.
standard.
Okay.
So risky standard, or I'm sorry,
Okay.
desperate standard. Desperate standard.
Desperate standard. Anyone want to help out here?
I'm gonna try to take out the other guards.
I don't know if anybody can reasonably do an assist, but how much stress do you heal by indulging vices?
It is, you get whatever you roll.
And what are you rolling?
Well, you're rolling
Like
dice,
just-
so the maximum you can get is 6.
Okay. No, that's a lot of stress. I'm just gonna go for it.
What stress are you at right now?
I'm at 3.
Oh, that's
So like if I take 2 more, like I couldn't like I'd have to roll well to get rid of it. So you roll 1 dice when you indulge?
well, you roll your lowest attribute because, of course, that's the reason you have a vice. It's because it's your lowest attribute.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
It's your weakness.
Okay, yeah, I'm only rolling 1 die, so
yeah, you might be rolling.
so yeah, I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm just gonna.
But I'll tell
roll.
you the other secret thing: secret XP trigger. It's not really a secret, but is once you have trauma.
Yeah.
Because you get XP whenever you indulge your vice, or it causes a problem for you, or when your traumas cause you issues. And it's a lot easier for traumas to cause you issues every session than it is
Then a vice.
than a vice. So getting a trauma like early is kind of like a secret hack to get XP, but
Well, I'm going for it with my 2 dice. So here we go.
all right.
Boom!
Good
Boom.
lord.
Here he goes again. All right. So at standard effect, you definitely, whack him across the head.
I'm gonna change my last name to Born.
And he, gets thrown to the side and like hits his shoulder against the wall. Like you sort of knocked him off his rocker, I guess would be the way to put that.
Okay.
But he comes back at you and tries to clock you in the head.
Mark,
Mm-hmm.
But I got
I'm
a
gonna
6.
take a few quick steps around the corner. I'm gonna pull out my braided rope,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna whip it around the guy behind him's neck, as to choke him.
Okay, so you'd actually have to go down the hallway to do that, though, like in full view of him.
Right, but I'm gonna say that it's a fine weapon, so it has reach.
Okay.
Because I can have a fine heavy weapon.
Sure. That's not what fine does, though.
That's actually what it says it does for a heavy weapon. It can
have reach. Okay, so
Yep.
but reach is still like 6 feet, and this is like 2
I know. I'm
doors
just
down.
saying. I'm just saying. I'm going to take some quick steps.
You're going for the other guy. Okay.
Yes, and like whip the knotted rope,
Okay.
like with a couple of weights in the knots, like around the guy's neck, and just try to silence him or choke him out with
All
it.
right. That sounds good to me. What are you going to be rolling for that?
I'm gonna because I'm just stomping right out there. I'm gonna roll skirmish.
Yeah, okay. Skirmish tends to be like the rough and tumble, just, going in punching people.
No, that's wreck.
Well, wreck is actually, yeah. I mean, it's tricky.
Wreck is wrecking things.
It can also be wrecking people. It can also be wrecking
It can be
people.
wrecking people.
Yeah.
Well, it says wreck a place, item, or obstacle.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about people in the description.
And skirmish does say skirmish with opponent in close combat, assault or hold a position, brawl and wrestle.
Yeah.
Well, 6 feet could be close enough.
So, I mean, wreck can cover it as far as like attacking people, but it's, like almost ripping them apart. It's making a mess of the situation.
That's why I'm not trying to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a force of nature.
You're going
Force
for
of nature.
So that sounds to me like it'd be risky and probably standard effect.
Okay.
You want to push yourself?
I'm actually going to use my special armor to get a free push.
You can do that. Yeah. So mark off your special armor box.
Oh.
And that counts as pushing yourself, so you don't have to spend the stress, but you do get the extra die.
Okay.
And I don't think there's an assist here from anybody. I don't know.
Actually, you know what?
If Timothy
Can I flashback?
You have to spend. Well, yeah.
I mean, you can flashback.
The only reason I'm asking is because I just noticed that one of the items I can take is find cover identity.
Okay, so
I could have looked just like
you
that.
could have looked just like him. Yes, that's true. No, you can't. But I'll tell you why. Flashbacks they don't change the situation that is currently happening. They can just change the outcome of the situation. So if we had been back at that point and I said, "Hey, who are you?" then you could have said, "I flashback," and you know me. But we're already sort of past that.
Well, I can do that on the way out if need be.
Or the next group of people you meet or whatever. Right. Yeah, you could totally. And you don't even have to flashback to do that because it's just an item on your load. You just cross it out and say, "Oh, look, I've got these papers or this cool red sash or whatever."
It also doesn't count for my load.
Even sweeter.
Which is sweet.
So yes, Hamish was rolling.
Okay. 552.
So you got a 5, which is a success. You do it. But there's a consequence. So I'm going to say it's actually going to be reduced effect. Instead of standard, you'll be getting limited. And that's just because of the distance between you and him. You just weren't able to cover it, fast enough. You still get him. You still got it, wrapped around him, but you weren't able to, get any leverage and start jerking.
Yeah, or start choking him out.
Right. Yeah. So he's like this, and he stands up, and he's trying to get it off, which shouldn't be that difficult. But Edlund, Timothy.
Well, that's why you put the weights in the nuts.
Well, sure. So he's got to untwist and all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Which he is going to be doing.
Okay.
Were you two doing anything?
Did they take them down?
They didn't take them down.
Okay, so out of curiosity, is it just a DM choice as to how much effect you need to take a guy out?
Yes, pretty much. For important people, I'll probably make clocks. So they may have, you'll need to tick off a 6 clock, maybe an 8 clock if they're really super awesome. For regular guys, just general people, you generally need a great effect to take them out. Or a couple, standards, just sort of depending.
I'm going to assume that these guys have the situation in hand and step over to the door and start working on the lock.
Okay.
I just imagine the combat going on in this hallway, and he's just like, "Excuse me, pardon me." All right, here we go.
Through. One side.
Okay. Picking the lock. Did you bring lockpicks?
Sure I did.
I mean, do you have them available on your load? I don't even know.
Honestly, I don't know. I've got the tinker skill. I do have burglary gear.
That covers it. Yep. If you just mark it off like that, you'll have lockpicks. Ta-da!
Okay. Yay!
All right. So generally, the way this works is, it's going to be you're basically going up against a difficulty of their tier, because your equipment is just shoddier than theirs because you're tier 0, and their locks are tier 2 because they're a tier 2 gang.
Oh.
Boo.
So that means you're probably going to need to get great effect to actually get through the door.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's probably risky and limited just because of the equipment you're working with.
Your gear sucks.
And it's risky because you're in a hallway where there's a fight going on, you know?
Yeah, I could get stabbed at any minute.
Right, right. But there's always the option of assisting or pushing yourself.
Chris, do you have any gadgets that can assist?
Yes, but
The only thing I can think of to assist is to, just mash this guy up against the door, try and break the lock that way, like loosen it up.
well, I get access to both fine tinkering tools
Yep,
and
exactly.
fine wrecking tools, and also, the burglary kit. But I'm going to do something else first. I'll finish. I can assist you if you need me to assist.
Yeah, if you could figure out how to describe it, then do that.
When you turn the key, when you turn the lock, go just a millisecond to the right, then go left.
You've seen this model lock before?
Yes,
Okay.
I've studied those.
And Jim, I just remembered you had a fine weapon, right?
I do.
So that would actually be greater effect, and not great effect, but
It would have bumped it back up to standard instead of limited.
right. So in that case, you actually probably do have a good grip on him. You just need to go over there
Okay.
and finish him off.
Okay.
Yeah, I just forgot that the fine increases the effect.
It's cool. I
Yep.
have cool equipment.
Yep.
I would have cool equipment if we wanted to make noise.
Also, Jim, you are like totally off camera now.
What? Oh, sorry. Better?
Sort of. Or like half off. There you go. Up. Right there. So, Timothy, I think you're rolling, right? Oh, you did.
Yep.
Look at you with your 6.
Mhm.
Like a boss.
All right. You definitely hear those
Got
pins
steady
clicking
change
in.
technique.
Yeah. You hear those pins clicking in. You don't have them all yet, and there's a lot of fighting in the hallway, so it's a little difficult to hear them. Quite right.
You're getting
but-
jostled a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So
Do you
let's
mind?
let's take our second break, and then we'll finish these guys off.
Alrighty.
See what
All right.
happens. Sweet.